Peng Lifa can be seen everywhere. Anti-communist slogan trucks run all over the streets in Tianjin. Jiangsu villagers, ambulances and funeral music sound incessantly all day long. Commander Zhu Ganqing reappears after 6-month absence, provides thorough explanation to Xi. Are veteran military chiefs dissatisfied with Xi? A rare scene captured by CCTV footage suggests so. Completely mainlandized. New Hong Kong version of pocket crimes draws attention. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Peng Lifa can be seen everywhere. Anti-communist slogan trucks run all over the streets in Tianjin. After the Shandong Bridge protest against the CCP in Beijing, more and more protest slogans began to appear on the streets of mainland China. On Tuesday, January 30th, cars displaying slogans pointing to the crisis of the collapse of the Chinese Communist Party were also seen on Tianjin's roads. On January 30th, local time, a red car on a busy road in Tianjin displayed a large cardboard on the rear windshield with the words "Eradicate Fascism, Freedom Belongs to the People, Eliminate Judicial Corruption" and other lines in large characters. There were 2 rows of small words below the slogan: "The Chinese Communist Party cannot escape the disaster of the party's collapse. Seizing the damage caused by the Party Central Committee's loss of authority, I can make precise efforts." This directly addresses the crisis of the collapse of the Communist Party of China and the loss of authority of the party leader. The placard highlighted the disaster of the dead party according to the car owner. Some netizens praised him as a warrior like Peng Lifa, while others expressed concern about the car owner's safety, reminding him to pay attention to safety and protect himself. Some netizens even speculated about the possibility of retaliation. He may face harm, such as having his organs harvested while alive. In 2022, protester Peng Lifa hung a giant banner on the 6th bridge of the 3rd Ring Road in Beijing to protest against a series of slogans by Chinese Communist Party leader Xi Jinping. He is still secretly detained by the Chinese Communist authorities. Peng Lifa's protest and bravery have inspired many Chinese people, leading to an increasing number of individuals awakening to resist the tyranny of the Chinese Communist Party. Drawing inspiration from Peng Lifa, the Chinese people are using various actions to express their dissatisfaction with the CCP. In February 2023, a large slogan, "Down with the Communist Party, Down with Xi Jinping," appeared on the outer wall of the Wanda Plaza building in Jinan City, Shandong Province. Jiangsu villagers, ambulances and funeral music sound incessantly all day long. The pandemic is still spreading across China, hitting a lot of the older population very hard with sudden deaths. Mr. Wang from Huayan City in Jiangsu talked to NTD television about living out in a secluded rural spot and how he can't escape the sound of ambulance sirens and funeral tunes playing all day long. This, to him, indicates a serious situation with the local outbreak. It has been like this since last September, with funeral music emanating from the nearby crematorium daily. Mr. Wang from Huayan City, Jiangsu, says, "Both of my older sisters are hooked up to IVs at some private clinic, but it's having no effect. I had a relative who was fine until recently, then suddenly passed right after his oxygen was cut off. It seems as if ambulances are continuously circling in this area. Our place is too close to the crematorium, so it's funeral horns and Suona music from dawn till dusk." Mr. Zhou, living in Lianyungang City, Jiangsu, shared that a few middle-aged folks he knew just dropped dead out of nowhere recently, with no chance to even get them to a hospital. Similarly, Mr. Jean from Beijing points out that the epidemic hasn't stopped, there's no magic cure, and he constantly hears about friends and family coming down with colds and fevers. There are a lot of reinfections happening, with coughs that linger, and doctors brushing it off as just a cold. He said that unless you press for it, doctors aren't even suggesting X-rays. It's as if they're not taking it seriously at all. Reporters at NTD television discovered that doctors on the mainland omit any mention of COVID-19 when they're answering questions about fever symptoms online. Commander Zhu Ganqing reappears after 6-month absence, provides thorough explanation to Xi. Commander Zhu Ganqing, who had been absent for nearly half a year, has reappeared, offering a strong rebuttal to ongoing speculations. Xinchuan provided a comprehensive explanation to Xi on the matter. According to news from the Guizhou People's Congresses on January 29, the fourth inspection team of the National People's Congress deputies of the Chinese Communist Party visited Ganing, Guizhou, for a centralized inspection symposium. The team included representatives from the Central Military Commission's Discipline Inspection and Supervision Commission, Strategic Support Forces, National Defense University, among others. The symposium featured high-ranking officials such as Zhu Gansheng, the commander of the CCP's Strategic Support Force, Jing Peng, Luo Yuan, and several other generals. Zhu Gansheng had been out of the public eye for nearly 6 months since the end of July 2023. During this period, widespread reports suggested that he was under investigation. This public appearance seems to refute the rumors or indicate that it has a soft landing. But according to past cases in the Chinese Communist Party's official circles, the appearance of an official does not mean that he is fine. In January, Chinese legal scholar Yuan Hongbing claimed on NTD-TV's Elite Forum that Zhu Gansheng, a commander in the CCP, cooperated by pleading guilty and providing a thorough explanation. Yuan asserted that Zhu Gansheng's confession, revealing private dissatisfaction with Xi, triggered a large-scale purge of the Xi family's army. Xi's move was reportedly prompted by the discovery of disloyalty within the Xi Jiajun, leading to extensive purges in the military. Hong Kong media suggests the Strategic Support Force may undergo restructuring. Recent purges in the CCP's military leadership include the removal of Li Shangfu, Minister of Defense, and 3 top military industry leaders. High-ranking officials, including Zhang Zhenzhong and Ding Liehang, were dismissed from the National People's Congress, and Wang Xiaojun lost his position in the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. Li Tongjian, a major general of the Rocket Force, faced suspension for suspected violations. The absence of Wei Fenghe, the CCP's first Rocket Force commander and former defense minister, raised concerns about his well-being. Reports suggest Xi Jinping's purge of the Rocket Force began after Wei Fenghe's retirement. Bloomberg reported serious corruption in the Rocket Force and Defense Industrial Base, including instances of missiles filled with water and defective silo covers hindering launches. Yakagawa, a China issues expert, suggests that this major event, occurring 7 years after the CCP's military reform, indicates a failure in Xi's control of the military. Are veteran military chiefs dissatisfied with Xi? A rare scene captured by CCTV footage suggests so. Recently, Communist Party of China leader Xi Jinping paid condolences to retired veteran CCP military leaders. Reports indicate that an unusual incident occurred on CCTV, where only one of the veteran military leaders present offered a military salute to Xi Jinping, the chairman of the CCP Military Commission. In contrast, all of them saluted Zhang Youxia, vice chairman of the Military Commission. It is said that CCTV swiftly deleted the scene. Current affairs commentator Zhou Xiaohui highlighted this situation in an article published in the Epoch Times on February 1. The article compared the current situation with previous years, noting that from 2021 to 2023, due to the pandemic, the CCP Military Commission did not organize similar condolence activities. In contrast, such events were held almost every year before 2020, with Xi Jinping and senior military commission officials consistently participating. CCTV videos from 2020 and 2019 showed Xi Jinping shaking hands with veteran cadres in the front row one by one upon entering the venue. Many veteran cadres, even in casual clothes, would give Xi a military salute before shaking hands. Although Xi has never served as a soldier, he is, after all, the chairman of the Military Commission. This year, Xi did not shake hands with veteran cadres but waved, possibly due to the ongoing epidemic. However, when Xi waved, only one person in the group saluted him. What added to Xi's awkwardness was that these veteran cadres saluted Zhang Youxia, the vice chairman of the Central Military Commission who was accompanying Xi. Zhang Youxia also frequently returned the salute with a military salute. Zhou Xiaohui believes that this undoubtedly indicates that veteran cadres harbor dissatisfaction with Xi, expressing their discontent or contempt in this manner. It also underscores that she's standing in the military is far less than that of the actual military veteran Zhang Youxia, who has been in service for decades. Zhou Xiaohui noted that the footage of veteran cadres frequently saluting Zhang Youxia was promptly edited out by CCTV. Currently, CCTV only retained the peculiar scene of a man giving military salutes to both Xi and Zhang Youxia, with Zhang Youxia frequently returning the salute. Since assuming power in 2012, Xi Jinping has conducted purges in the military under the pretext of anti-corruption. Dr. Wang Huntao of Columbia University, who grew up in a CCP military compound with a father who was a military-level cadre, pointed out that Xi's military purge was primarily about cultivating his own circle rather than combating corruption. Wang Huntao revealed that capable generals within the CCP army are dissatisfied with Xi Jinping. He appoints people based on political loyalty, but generals who can fight have personalities and are unwilling to prioritize political loyalty. Those who show disobedience are also purged by Xi Jinping. After a decade of purges, Xi Jinping has replaced most of the military with individuals selected by himself. However, the purges continue. According to Deutsche Welle, citing data from the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection of the Communist Party of China, over 39 senior military and political cadres of the CCP have been arrested since the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China in October 2022. Since then, Xi Jinping has extended the purges to the rocket force. Analysts from the Canadian geopolitical consulting firm Cercius Group estimate that around 70 people have been detained. Completely mainlandized. New Hong Kong version of pocket crimes draws attention. On January 30th, the Hong Kong government officially announced a one-month public consultation on the legislation of Article 23 of Hong Kong's Basic Law, concluding on February 28th. This development has garnered significant attention from businesspeople, diplomats, and academics, who believe that the proposed law will deeply impact Hong Kong, the global financial center. Lai Jianping, a former Beijing lawyer and chairman of the Democratic Front Canada, stated that the 5 crimes outlined in Article 23 are akin to the Hong Kong version of pocket crimes, allowing authorities to suppress anyone, their words, or actions perceived as hostile to the authorities. The new legislation under Article 23 introduces 5 major crimes, primarily directed at so-called foreign forces. These include treason, rebellion, incitement to rebellion, and rebellion, stealing state secrets and espionage crimes, sabotage activities endangering national security, and the crime of foreign interference. The legislation extends to actions such as accepting or participating in exercises by foreign forces, incitement, armed conflicts, espionage, sabotage, and cooperating with foreign forces to interfere in China or Hong Kong affairs. Hong Kong Chief Executive Li Keqiu expressed the desire to swiftly pass this national security legislation to address long-standing issues and refocus on economic development. Lai Jianping, in an interview with Sound of Hope, described these 5 major crimes as Hong Kong's pocket crimes, emphasizing the authorities' ability to suppress dissenting voices. He criticized the Hong Kong government, led by Li Jiaqiao, for aligning with the CCP and converting Hong Kong into a mainland-like territory, erasing its identity and freedoms. Lai Jianping views the legislation as a major historical disaster for Hong Kong. Li Yuanhua, a scholar in Macau, believes that the core objective is to mainlandize Hong Kong, subjecting its people to the autocratic rule of the Chinese Communist Party. Li Yuanhua argues that the CCP's attempt to control Hong Kong through such legislation will lead to economic regression and jeopardize the region's prosperity. He emphasizes the importance of freedom for Hong Kong's economic and trade success. In the Legislative Council, dominated by all patriots, members unanimously approved the legislation. The Hong Kong government plans to complete the consultation before the Chinese New Year and finalize the legislation before the Legislative Council's summer recess. Hong Kong's Basic Law mandates that Hong Kong independently legislates to prohibit 7 types of acts endangering national security. The legislative process was initiated in 2002 but faced significant public backlash in 2003, leading to the shelving of the National Security Bill. In 2020, following the anti-extradition law protests, China's National People's Congress imposed the Hong Kong version of the national security law, encompassing secession, subversion, and other crimes. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.